Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this live YouTube video. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, so I'm a bit all over the place. However, I'm really looking forward to answering all your questions. I've got over 50 questions from our free community that anyone can ask questions on. And on top of that, I've also got a whole bunch of questions in the chat here. So first, before we get started, I don't know how many people are on, but just pop a message in the comments. Where are you from? Just, what time zone is it for you? Just so I can see that there are people actually here listening. And hopefully we'll get some people, we'll get some people in the chat saying hello. And we're going to get straight into it. So let me share my screen and we'll go through all the questions first that I've got on the community. And there's a lot of questions. And then I'll go through all the questions that come from the chat. Joshin's from Austria. Nancy, hello. Paul, hello. Oh, cool. Okay, so there are people here. There are people listening. I'm really excited. Okay, amazing. Let's share my screen. Linda is in Minnesota. That's cool. Okay. So let's go to this display. Okay, hopefully everyone can see my screen. If you can, that's great. Can everyone see my screen? Just give me like a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. We've got a whole bunch of people here, so this is really, really fantastic. I'm really looking forward. Lonnie is from Texas. Ed's from California. Awesome. I've got a whole bunch of ones. All right. Means everyone can see my screen. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through all the questions. And again, if you have questions, the best thing to do is to put them in the chat. I'll open up the floor for questions so that they don't get lost. For example, Gilbert, if I miss your question, it could just be because it got lost in the chat. So save questions and I'll let you know when I'm ready for all of them. So starting with from our community, we've got Trick. And by the way, if you want your question to guarantee it's going to get an answer, you can, head over to the community and ask your question in this post. But anyways, let's just go through these questions and then I'll get to all of yours in the comments. Starting with the first one, Trick. How do we determine where the problem is if we don't get sales? For example, ads, landing page, store, designs. Okay, well, to be honest, it's a little bit hard to determine where the problem is if you're kind of doing this solely on your own and you don't have anyone else helping you, only because you need a little bit of validation. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the design. Like that's usually what I see in our free and our paid community. We've got thousands and thousands of people. It's usually always the design. Whether or not you want to agree or not, what I find is that either the placement of the design is wrong, the graphics don't make any sense, the phrase has been made up and doesn't really resonate. So that's what I would look first. If your designs are good and you've established that they're great and you've had them validated, then the next thing would probably be the mock-up. Are the mock-ups good? Are the mock-ups getting clicks? Do people like the mock-ups? Then I would go to the page and then your ads. But the reason why ads are so far down the list is because ads in general, there's not much we can do to manipulate the ads. We kind of just set very basic ads up. Even though it feels or seems complicated, the ads are actually quite simple. And the determining factor is not generally the ad, it's more the creative, which is like the image, the description, the title, the mock-up, the design, that kind of stuff. The next question from Thorvald. If you have a static image conversion ad, is it better to send the traffic? Oh, and by the way, there's going to be beginner questions to advanced questions. There's all sorts of questions, all related to print on demand. So don't worry. If you have questions, I will answer them. So Thorvald asks, if you have static image conversion ads, is it better to send traffic to your collection page or to your product page? Won't users be confused if they click on an ad for the design they like and end up seeing a bunch of designs on your collection page? So you want to send them to your collection page, not to your product page. And the main reason for this is you want them to see your whole collection, because then hopefully you'll get someone buying multiple things. And if you get someone buying multiple things, it increases your AOV, which is your average order value. And the reason why that's so important is because ads can be expensive. And if you're spending money on an ad to get one sale, and then you're only ever getting one sale from your ads, from like a click, it's going to get really, really, really expensive. We want people to buy 3 items, 2 items, 5 items. For example, today we had someone buy 3 items, made us $91, right? And that came from 1 click on Facebook. So that's what we're trying to do. One thing to note here, though, is you're right. If someone clicks on your ad and they go to your collection page and they can't find your t-shirt, that is bad. You want to make sure the ads that you are, the designs you are advertising are showing up in the first or second page of your collection page. Nikun, sorry if I'm getting your names wrong. What is the benchmark to understand if an engagement ad is performing well? Is there a post? Is there a cost per engagement benchmark value? I wouldn't worry about engagement ads. We only run page post engagement ads to actually warm up our accounts, just so Facebook know that we're real people. We're not like bots or scammers or anything, and they can charge our card. But as soon as we're ready to go, we start running those conversion ads. Pauline, how do you select the niche to start? As I've looked at our class as swamped. I don't necessarily think there's such thing as a swamped niche, especially if you're going down the Shopify route. If you're going down the Etsy route, then I wouldn't really worry about niche to begin with, because it's more about creating lots and lots of good quality designs that are just trending and doing well in that current time period, not really what niche you go down and what brand you build. Whereas Shopify is about the niche, it is about the brand. And the reason why I'm not so worried about competition is because there isn't any. When someone is coming to your Shopify store, that's all they're seeing, your Shopify store. And if anything, competition to me just proves that this niche is profitable. Otherwise, everyone wouldn't be doing it. And I'm just going to come in and do it on my own website and not worry about all the people fighting against each other on Etsy. Can you have 5, 6 niches at one time if they're all related in some way? David, I don't know if that's on one store or multiple stores, but I would just focus on one niche, one website at a time, put the blinders up and focus. The reason why I say this is because focus is so unbelievably important. If you're not focusing on something and you're focusing on lots of different things, you will do a mediocre job on all those things. So, if you're trying to learn how to play football, basketball, tennis, and golf all at the same time, you're going to hopefully get good at all of them, but you're not really going to excel at any. If you just focus on one and give it all your attention, you're going to do so much better. So just one thing. Who can I target for my pod service? I don't know what that means. David, when is the best time to call it quits on a certain niche? How patient should you be when first opening up your Shopify store? What metrics do you use to determine if a certain design is worth moving over from t-shirt to hoodie to maybe even cap? Okay, so if I've set up a niche and I've created a whole bunch of designs, they're getting terrible feedback. They're getting expensive clicks. I've tried different mock-ups. I'm not getting sales. Then I'd probably pack that niche in. On top of that, I hopefully don't even get to that stage, because from the beginning, when I'm doing my niche research, what we're trying to do is ensure that that doesn't happen. Macrodose, this is very much live. I can guarantee that. These questions are from 2 weeks ago, because 2 weeks ago is when I made the post asking people to send in their questions. And now I'm making the video. But Macrodose, I can guarantee you this is very, very much live. The Smooth Sloth, I am answering chat questions. But first, I'm going to get to all of these questions that people asked from my community, because that's fair. I asked them to submit questions 2 weeks ago. And then I'll get to the questions in the chat. So yeah, don't worry. I will be getting to your questions. I have scheduled 2 hours for this call, so I will be getting to everyone's questions. Anyways, back to David's question. So the research that we're doing to determine what niche to go into, generally what we're finding are niches that could work, niches that have a lot of potential. So very rarely do I call it quits. In terms of calling it quits with a design, if it's not getting any sales, I'll call it quits. If a design is getting lots of sales and it's got a good cost per click on Facebook, over time, I will then add it to a hoodie. Okay, Dennis Druckman. And by the way, there's quite a few questions. So there is quite a few questions, and then I promise you I will get to all the ones in the chat. Jace, rip. Yeah, I do like it when people say this isn't live when it obviously is live. But yeah, anyways, Dennis, Facebook ads are known for being highly effective for driving sales, but if print-on-demand businesses are looking for alternative advertising methods before investing in paid ads, what initial strategies would you recommend for starting TikTok? Just create some viral TikTok content. I'm not getting visits and sales, and I can't pinpoint what I'm doing wrong. It could be your traffic source, your ads, it could be your designs. I haven't launched my shop yet, but something that worries me is how to handle customer service, especially when how to refund the customer and what to do when there's a chargeback issue. Okay, don't let that be a worry. We get very, very few emails in terms of customer service, and when you do get those emails, just ensure that those responses that you give that person are just amazing. You want to have the best customer service. We had someone that got the wrong item, so they ordered a custom item, it came out wrong. They emailed us. We had a whole chat with them, and they were so thankful. We're going to send them out 2 new ones. Again, it's all part of the business. It's a little bit of a cost sometimes, but you want to ensure that you have the best possible customer service. And in terms of refunds, we don't actually get the item back anymore. We just tell them to donate it to charity. It saves us a bunch of money, and it makes a much happier customer. Felicia, I've never sold internationally before because I find it a bit intimidating. What should I be aware of as a business when expanding to international sales? Specifically, are there any additional steps, reporting requirements, or documentation? I wouldn't worry about selling internationally if you haven't actually started selling in the US yet. Start with the US, then go international. If you are going to go international, you have to speak to accountants or potential lawyers in your country to find out what you need to do. I don't know what country you're in, but in terms of how difficult it is, it's not necessarily that difficult. When you're running an ad, you would just target those other countries in the ad. And then when sales come in, you will manually submit those orders with printing partners that are located in that country. How is the group doing, especially the paid group? I'm really curious about the fallout rate and success with the course and identify store details. Todd, great question. So yeah, the group is doing really, really well. It's been live since May. So that's May, June, July, August, September, October. So 6 months. We have a whole lot of people getting their first sales, some people getting their second, some people making over $1,000. So it is going very good. Bear in mind, though, it's very, very fresh. People are still very new to the business. People came in and found the niche and started from scratch. And that can take, the whole process, from start to having 100 designs on the store could take, 3 months or something. So far it's going really, really well. In terms of fallout rate, I think we have like a 4%. It's very low. People really do love the group. Ideally, how many designs do I need to accumulate before I should start promoting my store? 100. Do you think creating the same designs with different quotes will work? I don't know. The phrase is super important. So I can't even see what it says. All the dreams were about you. Everything felt brighter with you around. So I think it's really important that you focus on what the phrases are. If those are proven phrases, and fine, to me, they don't look like proven phrases. I've spoken about hierarchy of designs a lot, especially in the paid community. And basically, phrase is the single most important thing. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. Elizabeth is a prime candidate of someone doing very, very well and following the steps in our community. Lee, is it recommended to order a physical version of each product we sell for quality control? No, you don't have to do that. So starting in Q4 make a big difference of how fast store will take off? Yes, but you're a little bit too late now for Q4. That's just full honesty. If someone is telling you to get started right now because you're going to be able to get Q4 sales, they're lying to you. Instead, start now so that you can have the best year of your life, and you could, you can just make so many sales in 2025 Q4. But don't let missing Q4 this year stop you from starting, because I guarantee if you do that, you're going to get to November next year and wish you would have started. So the trick is just to start. Should ads be placed on each new listing, and when if they should be stopped? Yes, ads should be placed on, well, it's not really a listing. Yeah, you want your new designs to have ads, but you can create an Advantage Plus campaign, and that way it will cycle through all the designs on your store. And I talk about this in my 8-hour YouTube course. Some spammers, I love a bit of spam. Jeffrey R. Marcus. How do you order your products on your collection page in Shopify? I order by bestseller, unless I'm running a whole bunch of new designs, in which case I will manually categorize them and order them. How do you manage the money you're spending on Facebook ads? Increasing the money amount to reach out to more people is an issue for me. My credit card limits are low on the 500s, which is not that great. If I make a sale, it's 2 to 3 days for Stripe to deposit the money into my account. How do you deal with this type of situation? Well, firstly, PayPal's instant. And secondly, again, I do use a credit card. I don't have a $500 limit, so I don't have that problem. So it's kind of hard to answer that question, because I guess just start small. There's nothing wrong with starting small. Start with like $25 a day, do a weekend test. If you do 4 weekend tests over a whole month at $25 a day, that's only going to cost you $400. That's less than your credit card limit. So that should be absolutely fine. How do we match the color fill printful to create collections? I don't understand what the question is. Great question, Tuners. I'm definitely going to get to that. I'm putting my designs on the unisex staple t-shirt 3001. I wanted to create accompanying items like spiral books. When I order samples, the colors fills just don't match. You could get the exact color codes from the specific websites. Like I know Gildan give out their color codes. I'm sure Better and Canvas do as well. I'm currently getting stuck in the Facebook ads phase, ran some engagement ads and running conversion campaigns, but the sales are slow trickle instead of the steady river I was anticipating and hoping for. Could please speak to the process of running ads, learning phase, allocating budget? So firstly, congrats on getting sales. That's a huge achievement. Well done. Secondly, how many new designs are you creating? You've got to keep creating new designs and adding new designs. And when you're getting sales, see which ones are getting sales and create designs that are similar to that. And when I say similar, I don't mean the same phrase, but designed differently. I mean the same humor, the same style, the same vibe. That's what you want to go for. Add all of those new designs, add them to your ads, start running those ads, and you'll see more sales come in faster. It's definitely not a steady river at the beginning. I don't want anyone to assume it's a steady river at the beginning. And if someone has told you that, again, they're not being honest with you. Oh, would you look at that? The last question. Nice. Okay, and then I can get to questions in the chat. That's exactly what I wanted to do. We did these questions so fast in 18 minutes. I'm not based in the US, a small country in Southeast Asia. Is this business possible for me? I'm learning from scratch. Yeah, I don't see why not. Yes, I mean, when I spoke to Printify, they said some of their biggest sellers are in that region. So I don't see why it couldn't work. But again, you can still just target the US. And I think those are all the questions, because most of the comments were deleted because Robert Martin is a scammer and so is Jeffrey R. Marcus. So they got removed from the group. Awesome. Right. We can now, macrodose, get to the live part of this call and actually answer your questions live. So let me just scroll through the chat and I'll answer everyone's questions. The novelist has sent a lot of things. Some of us are inquired about as far as okay, so yeah, there's no settings when you're creating a mockup in Canva, and you're dragging something over to the mockup and it snaps to the mockup and the color changes or the product changes or the design changes. Just make sure you're hovering over the right thing. It will light up in blue and then you can just drop it. I'd like to know why Shopify products get rejected by Google Search Console all the time. I have no idea. Never happened to me. Sorry. Also, we focus on Facebook ads. We use Google for retargeting ads. By the way, fire away with questions now, because now I'm going to be doing the questions from the chat. So if you have questions about print on demand, about me, about the print on demand hub, anything like that, fire away, and I will get to all of them. I was wondering what to do with content for your clothing brand. In terms of content, do you mean like social media content? In which case I would try and find trending like TikToks or Instagram Reels, things like that, and see how you can relate that to your content. You want to ensure that you're not just creating social media content where it's just a plain white background with the t-shirt just like spinning or something. You want to make it actual real content. Turn on captions. Don't know how to turn on captions. I'm sorry. I think you can turn on captions on your side, but I don't have control to do that on my side. How do you get people to buy your Etsy hoodies without marketing? Just make really good trendy designs that are very popular and then make tons and tons and tons of them. because with Etsy, you're going to be dealing with a heck of a lot of competition. Is he answering chat questions? Yes. No, it's not even live. Haha, yes, it is. Anyways, let's go to next question. Tunez, how do you get over procrastination trauma? I have a roadmap in my head and I'm procrastinating heavily. So you've got to have a really strong why. You've got to have a reason why you want to do this and why you want to succeed. And if you have that why, it's a lot easier. And if you want, you could put like a mood board on your wall of all the things you want to achieve. In our last webinar, we asked people what their dream was. So ask yourself, what's your dream? You know, what if you start today and 12 months from now, you've had a lot of success. What does that look like to you? And if you can imagine what that looks like and you can envision what that looks like, hopefully it will help you with your procrastination. Printify and Printful are going to merge. Yes, they are. Rubes, how do you get people to go to your Etsy store without marketing and without the product on hand? Etsy has its own traffic that comes to it. So if you create enough products within the right trending niches and stuff, then you'll be absolutely fine. When you choose profit margins in Printify or Printful, do you account for all the discounts you plan to offer, newsletter sign up, seasonal sales? Could you please provide an example? No, I don't really think about that kind of stuff. We always aim for like a 15 to 25% profit margin, 30 if we're doing really well. And then we charge $29.99 for sizes extra small to extra large, and then 2XL is $30.99, and then the next size $31.99, $32.99, $33.99, $34.99. That's how we do it. We also offer a 15% sign up discount, and occasionally we'll do a 2 for the price of 1 or a 3 for the price of 2. You just have to really manage your income, your profit and loss, which is why we have a pretty robust profit and loss sheet that we give people in the paid community so that they can really track their finances and make sure they're keeping tabs on everything incoming and everything outgoing so you can ensure that you're profitable. Where's the best place to learn what designs will sell? Etsy, Amazon, were probably 2 of the best. Google can also help a little bit, but Etsy and Amazon, you can really see people's reviews and even sales if you have the right tools. What are your thoughts on print-on-demand designs looking like print-on-demand designs? Yes, I think print-on-demand designs have a very particular look. And I speak a lot about this, or I have spoken a lot about this in the past, where you get incredible designers come in to do print on demand and they just don't have any success. And that's not because they're creating bad designs. Their designs are incredible, but it's because their designs aren't print on demand designs. They're not like, they don't have that print on demand like vibe to them. So yes, I do definitely think that print on demand has a particular style, which is why I've created templates, design principles. I've created a hierarchy of what makes a good design, like a hierarchy principle. So yeah, I definitely think that they are unique. Tell us more about Printify pop-up stores, and is it the best solution for creating a website? I haven't tried it, so I can't tell you much about it. I don't like speculating about things if other people are going to take it as fact and then go and do it. So I don't want to go and tell you, yeah, it's amazing, go and do it, because I haven't tried it myself. And that just seems a bit disingenuous. So disingenuine, whatever. So give it a go, try it out. Let us know how it goes. Am I going to be testing it out? Maybe, but probably not. I just think it's a little bit of a distraction right now, and I think those who are like really serious about building a brand, using print on demand, and really making this like a life-changing business, I think that Printify pop-up isn't the right direction. For Amazon resellers with LLC, do you recommend different LLC for print on demand or just setting up a DBA? You could set up a DBA. DBA is absolutely fine. We don't have DBA in the UK. I would in the UK just set up another limited company. But the difference is in LLC, they cost like over $1,000 or something, or like just around $1,000. Whereas in the UK, setting up a limited company can cost £50. So I do know that DBA, which I believe is doing business as, again, I'm not American, so this is I only know this from my research. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. You can do that. Where can I found a pod design course for Illustrator? Illustrator, don't know. Affinity Designer, we have over 2 hours of Affinity Designer material, like tutorials and stuff, with more coming. I wouldn't use Illustrator. It's way overpriced. It's too complicated to print on demand, not necessary. Whereas Affinity, you can get for like $25. And it's, I don't want to say easy because it's not easy, but it's much more simple to use in Illustrator, which is why we teach that. Question: niche, is sports too broad? Parent of athletes better? Parent of athletes isn't really a niche. Sports is very broad. I'd pick one: golf, running, cycling, something like that. Hello from Idaho. Hello, Idaho. This is awesome. Questions are firing. Keep them coming. I love this. I love this. We still got an hour and a half of questions. That's a good amount of questions. Again, you can come, you can go, whatever. But yeah, lots of questions. With Facebook ads, what metric do you use to decide when to move an ad into your winning campaign? Sales. It's not necessarily an amount of sales, it's more the ROAS, which is the return on ad spend. You know, is the ROAS a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, depending on what that ROAS is over, you know, a period of a couple of weeks, then we'll determine whether or not it should move to our lifetime campaign. Hazel Allen, do you have any thoughts on listing speed? Mixed advice on lots and lots a day to one a day. It depends on what platform you're selling on. If you're selling on Etsy, then just list as many as you can. If you're selling on Shopify, I like to try and create, 5 to 10 designs a day, and then I like to bulk list them. So I don't want to split up my focus with create a design, then list it, and then go create another design, then list it, because they use two very different parts of your brain. I can't remember what the right-hand side or the left-hand side, but one side of your brain is your creative side and the other is like your analytical side. So actually uploading the listing completely turns off your creative brain. So I will set my timer for a few hours, create a whole bunch of designs, and then batch upload them or get someone to batch upload them for me. Do you recommend t-shirt designs or someone wearing the t-shirt on the product image? I like flat lay. Flat lay works the best in my opinion. I think it has the best conversion rates. And when you're getting enough sales and you're big enough, then you could start incorporating real live models. I just think the live models look very, very fake. Mohammed, I have 2 questions. I don't know what your questions are, Mohammed. I'm sorry. Hopefully you ask them a little bit later. Oh, you do. Okay, I will get to your questions when I get to them. Anush, hi. What do you think of the Printful merger? Ooh. I think it's really interesting. I think it's hard. It's too early to tell. I'm really hoping it doesn't drive up prices. And if it does, you can imagine there'll be a lot of people complaining. I don't actually know how it's going to work because they're two very different business models. Printify is like an Airbnb of print-on-demand companies where you've got all the different printing partners connected to them, whereas Printful is obviously all in-house. So I think they're going to stay separate for quite a while before they fully, like, even if they merge, I think they'll still stay separate as like what their businesses do before they eventually come together as one brand. And how that will play out, I really don't know. I'm hoping good things. I'm hoping it means that we're going to get really good embroidery. Would it be effective to run PPE ads on Facebook before launching the main ads? The only reason we do that is to warm up our account and just to let Facebook know that we're not like a scammer or a bot, and let them charge our credit card like $10, $20 or something. And that way, hopefully, it doesn't spook Facebook at all into suspending our account. And then we have to get it back. It's just it's effort. So yeah, that's why we run a PPE ad. Another reason to run a PPE ad is if you just want to grow and get more engagement on a post, maybe go for the virality of it. But I do think that conversion ads and PPE ads are being targeted to two different types of people. A conversion ad, Facebook know that you're trying to get conversion, so it will target people who are more likely to buy, versus a PPE ad where it's targeting people more likely to interact. Someone who's likely to interact doesn't mean they're going to buy. What's your opinion about Gelato comparing with Printify, pros and cons? I don't work with Gelato anymore. I am not a fan. I used to work with them. I used to use them. I stopped using them for various reasons. I don't like their business practices. I think they're highly unethical with certain things that they do, including sponsoring certain YouTube videos and just things that have happened in the past. So I do not recommend them, and I won't be recommending them. And I have not had the best experience. So if you want to base it off of my experience, then I guess go for what I use, which is Printify. But if you want to try Gelato out, then try them out. Just to put it this way, I've pretty much tried every single print-on-demand company that I can think of, and I've settled on Printify. And the reason I've settled on Printify is because of the cost, the customer service, the shipping, so many various factors, the ease of use, so many various factors, and which is why I recommend it. Harmony, Shimmy, are you feeling okay? I'm feeling great. I'm a little bit tired. I swam today and I played tennis, trying to work out every morning from like 6 a.m. But other than that, I'm feeling great. Thank you, Harmony. Appreciate that. Why? Do I look pale? Does something look wrong? Let me know. I'm curious, Harmony. Why do I not look okay? You've scared me now. San, what is your opinion on using PayHip instead of Shopify? I've never used PayHip, don't know anything about PayHip, so I don't have an opinion on it. Hi there, I'm 30 days in on Etsy, less than 100 views, 0 sales. What other platform should I list in your experience? I would go straight to Shopify if you can afford it. Would it be more effective to run? You asked that question already. Don't ask the same question twice, please. Harmony, I personally don't like Shopify. I'm really sorry that you don't like Shopify. What did Shopify do to you? I'm curious. Mohammed, oh, this is your first question, Mohammed. Awesome. I'm happy I finally got here. Okay, then let's go. As for the last course, what do you think about creating my WordPress store with the WooCommerce plugin instead of Shopify because it's cheaper? You can do that if you want, but I use Shopify. I think it's better. The UX, the UI is better. It's not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. Like, it's really only 2 or 3 sales a month to cover the cost of it. It's really not a big deal. There's way more training on it. It's way more focused for print-on-demand sellers, and it just is a lot easier to set up, and I just like it more. But I have no issues with you wanting to do WordPress if you want. If the products on your Shopify website don't get ranked by Google because Shopify Google isn't well integrated, then traffic will not come. Man, I hate Google, but YouTube Shop might be the future. I'm not trying to rank my Shopify store with Google SEO. There are billions of websites, and the chances of you actually ranking is next to impossible. Of course, over time, as you get big enough and as your brand scales, you'll be able to rank organically. But we drive traffic with Facebook ads or social media. We are not trying to rank organically unless you are happy to wait until you are a skeleton to start getting some sales. Would it be more effective to run PP? Are you, like, this is the exact same question. I feel like you're just watching this video with various profiles. Cool. Thank you for the views. Pandora Stokoi. Hi, I'm just setting up my Etsy and Printify account. I'm confused as to which one dictates the price as I put GBP into Etsy and US dollars into Printify. Does Printify supersede Etsy info? Generally not. So you want to make sure that what's showing on Etsy is what you see on Etsy is what people are going to be seeing as well. So make sure it's showing properly there. Yeah. Okay. Is there any trick to getting accepted by MBA? No. And please, please, please don't listen to people who says there is a trick. There isn't a trick. It's luck of the draw. And Mo, is it safe to promote politic designs on Facebook? It's a touchy subject, but in all fairness, the campaign is over. Trump won. Give it like a couple more weeks and there won't be politics designs doing well for the next 4 years. So I wouldn't even bother. I think you're too late for politics at this point. What do you think of the fourth wall platform? I have actually filmed my review and it's going to be coming out soon on my channel. I'm just waiting for my editor to finish that edit. But yeah, it's a good review. Hello from Portugal. Hello from London. I'm from London. What you advertise for beginners like me, start with Amazon integrated or start with Shopify, depending on how much money you have. If you've got a bit of money to get started, then go for Shopify. If not, then go with Amazon. That's the most important thing. What can you afford? I'm not here to try and like sell you something, or I mean, obviously, if you want to join my community, you can, but I'm not here to try and trick you into something that you can't do. So I'm not going to say go and do Shopify. It's the best route. It might not be for you. If you have no money to get started, then Shopify is not the right route for you. Have you looked into Tap Stitch? What are your thoughts on them? I have never looked into them. Got the special dollars will be renewed at the same dollar or current. Sorry, I don't answer this question. Oh, you got the special deal. Will it be renewed at the same amount or current? So if you get the deal, which in case you're unaware, we currently the print on demand hub, which is my community. We've never done this before, and we're never going to do this again. It's just for the month of November, where we're doing 50% off our annual plan. It's a pretty crazy, audacious deal, and we've had quite a few sign-ups so far, and it's been incredible. If you do sign up at that discounted price, you will always have that discounted price. You won't ever get charged more. So when it renews the following year, it will be the same price. I hope that answered your question, Lonnie. What niche would you suggest for beginning in 2024? There are so many niches. I can't give you one. The number of niches are endless. There's not like one niche that will do better than another niche. There's just lots of niches. Just make sure you do your niche research. What would you say is the average amount of time between creating a Facebook ad and actually getting that first sale? That's a good question. It really depends. For us, we got our first sale on the first day. Some people I know, it took them a couple of weeks to find a design that got them that first sale. For other people, it was also a day or 2 days. It really depends on your designs and how well they resonate. But the way to look at it is, if you're running ads to your store, you're running traffic to your store. If your designs are good, you will get sales. Whereas the difference with Etsy or any other platform, Amazon, the biggest difference is if you are if you upload a design and you don't get sales in the first week, it might not be because the design is bad. It might just be because that design hasn't got any views yet. Whereas with our own Facebook ads, we know the design is getting views because we're paying for views. So we can quickly determine if a design is going to work or not based on the views it's got. What do you think about meme-based t-shirts or print on demand? Are they likely to drive more sales? You could try them, but generally, if it's just like a picture of a meme, I don't think they do so well. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Been paying Shopify 8 months, not sold a single t-shirt, and I believe the designs and niche are good. How about sending a bit of traffic to my store? Well, I mean, it really depends on what you're like. Is your store good? Is your traffic good? Are your mock-ups good? These are all the things you need to think about. Let's have a look, shall we? Musicmerch.me. Okay, your biggest issue is your website. Your biggest issue is your website. The next biggest issue are your designs. I know you said your designs are very good, but they could do with a lot of work. I mean, I could share the screen, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. I think you need to work on your design. So you're in the music niche, it seems, but I think you may have missed the plot just a little bit. You've also, I mean, I can't, there's no menu or anything, but you've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 products on your entire website. And you haven't got any sales. That's not surprising. You want over 100 products. You also want them to be based on winners. You want them to be well researched. There's a lot to it, rather than just uploading designs, running some traffic, and hoping to get sales. It's really more difficult than that. It's more complicated than that. But you're in a great niche. This is a fantastic niche. It can do really, really well. You just need to kind of change a couple things up. Let me go back and find a question. Next question. Would it be more effective to run maybe? So when Chris updates his free course, I think you'll see he's going to change his what he says about this. But really, PPE will send a specific type of traffic, and conversion will send a specific type of traffic. I don't think it's effective to run a PPE ad and then moving winners to sales. because you want to actually run testing ads for conversions. You want to test for conversions, because just because an ad does well for PPE, it doesn't mean it's going to do well as a conversion ad. So that's what I would suggest. And I do think Chris, at this point, I mean, I've spoken to him, he would agree with me in this matter, that it's conversion ads are where it's at the moment, and PPE ads are more for warming up your account. Elizabeth, we do need good embroidery. Now, what is your advice regarding your course? What if I don't specialize in a particular niche and instead focus on the daily trend and use Google Ads instead of building a brand? Would you recommend it? Depends what you're trying to do. Are you trying to get some little sales and try and make a little bit of money, and or are you trying to build a real brand and maybe sell it one day and actually build something big? It seems like you're not trying to build a brand. So then yeah, go for it. But is it something I'd recommend? Not really. It just seems like a lot of work for not much reward. What should I do after getting a ban on Redbubble and TeePublic for no reason to make a new account? I would avoid Redbubble and TeePublic like the plague. I do not recommend them. I think they're god-awful platforms that pay you pittance for all of your hard work. So yeah, I would avoid them. If you want to go for a platform similar, Etsy or Amazon would be the next best choices. And if you're willing to put a bit of money into it, then maybe Shopify, but I would avoid Redbubble and TeePublic. Hi, I'm new to pod and going to start it, but I don't have $1 to start. Can you recommend some websites? Oh, I just answered that question. Awesome. All right. I'm using Fourth Wall. I could connect Metapixel to my website, but coming to an API. I'm using Fourth Wall. I could connect Metapixel to my website, but coming to API Meta is not configured with Fourth Wall. I don't use Fourth Wall. I'm sorry, so I can't really help. But it obviously does work with Shopify. How many orders do you get in a day? It's different every single day. The weekend is much more. Again, it's different every single day. Today's been a particularly good day. Shopify products seem low quality and not easy to sell at affordable prices to make profit. Are there other companies you can recommend? Shopify products. Shopify don't do. You're connecting Shopify with Printify or Printful or another company. So just pick a different product, I guess. If I sell over 100 with a 20 reviews, what do you think about using Insta TikTok to push traffic there? Or instead, I should have a site. I don't have reviews on the site, but I can move Etsy reviews. Yeah, you could give that a go. If you want to start building a brand and you want to go for Shopify, then you could do that. You could definitely start doing traffic on Insta and TikTok as well. Try it. Why not? Great complete course video, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Halfway through, just a little concerned that I don't want to do the designs myself. So it's a big issue. You don't have to do them yourself. Assuming you've actually going to find a lot of winners and fill up your mood board, you can use platforms like Creative Fabrica. You can search for designs on Etsy and just put the word SVG in. You can go to Creative Market. You can go to Vexels. You could use AI. You could pay someone on Fiverr, Upwork, 99 Designs. There's tons of places where you don't have to make designs. So yeah, I mean, for example, Chris isn't like a designer. He doesn't really do the designs. So it is possible to do this business and succeed without wanting to do the designs. How do you handle tax responsibilities as a sole trader startup or someone that is UK based and printing? That is a question for my accountant. Hey Shimmy, I answered this question already about Printify pop-up shops. My Shopify store is not open yet because I just have a few products ready. Am I too late for Christmas? Yes. I would say you're too late for Christmas. If you can get your designs up and done, in the next couple of days and start ads, maybe you can get a few Christmas sales. But bear in mind, orders will take 7 to 10 days to deliver. So you got to stop getting orders around early December. So I mean, you're too late to really take advantage of it, but you're not too late to get a couple sales. Thank you for your reply. I know that is a convergence between Canva and Midjourney for AI editing, but is there a convergence between Canva and Magnific? I haven't tried Magnific. I also haven't done Canva AI. Canva AI is terrible. Kristen's, will I have trouble marketing funny drinking shirts on Facebook? I've sold quite a few on Etsy, but wondered if I may run into issues. You really, really could. Yeah, I don't know. Have a look at their terms, but I can imagine alcohol, drugs, that kind of stuff would be risky water when it comes to Facebook ads. When you started out, did you only use Facebook ads, or did you also post other content on your page? Just Facebook ads, straight into Facebook ads, bam. Didn't have to worry about posting any content on my page. That comes with time. Did you talk about the return policy in the last course, and what is the best Printful Printify platform? Note that Printify does not have a return policy. What do you mean Printify doesn't have a return policy? I don't understand that. I recommend Printify. I explained why earlier on. And if I ever have a problem, I email them and I always get my money back. If an order comes late, if an order is damaged, if there's anything wrong at all, I email them. I either show them a picture, or if the order never arrived, I don't need to show them a picture, and they always refund me. I've never had an issue with that. The return policy that you have with your customers, that is something else. I recommend always giving your customers their money back if something goes wrong. What t-shirt blanks do you use in your own business? Do you only ever use one style tee across your whole store? Yes, I do the Gildan 64,000. Which marketplace would you recommend to start out with as a beginner if you can't go on Amazon merch? There's nothing like being a beginner. Like when you say beginner, do you mean you have no money to start, or you're just a beginner? Because being a beginner, you can start on Shopify. There's no reason why you can't. Like our course, or our training, I should say, in our community takes you from beginner to like the advanced level. So, there's no reason why you can't start on Shopify as a beginner. If you've got no money though, I recommend Amazon, potentially Etsy. We focus on one store at a time. We like to grow that store to as big as possible, sell it, move on. And that's on Shopify. We have Amazon. I have had Etsy, but I passionately hate Etsy. Okay. Do you recommend hiring a designer if you're new to graphic design? You don't need to, but of course it can help, but you really don't need to. What about HugePod, which have converted its site to tap search? I haven't tried. I've tried HugePod and their quality was okay. But again, I just use Printify now, and I try not to let myself get distracted by the endless number of printing companies out there. In Shopify, how are you able to stop receiving spam marketing emails? Like they come, they go, whatever. Doesn't really bother me. We don't actually get that many. I have a few questions. How do you choose the exact color values in your designs so that they print accurately? Do you work in? I work in RGB. Actually, it depends. It depends on what platform I'm working on. My wife does a lot of our designs, but if the colors look nice on my screen, I'll upload them, and they print generally very accurately. I really don't overthink it because what it looks like on the screen is what the customer sees as well, and that's what they'll be happy with. Printify t-shirt mockups are good to use for Facebook ads, or we need to change them. I wouldn't use Printify's own mockups. I have a whole mockup, a whole element of my 8-hour video. I talk about how to make mockups. Do you know if Printify or Printful offer wholesale pricing to the account holder? I don't think they do, but you can do Printify Premium, which will make it a little bit cheaper. What it needs to get started pod from scratch, and what is the potential of profit monthly? Just an idea if advanced in the space. Thanks. Just skeptical about starting. I don't know why you're skeptical about starting, but I would definitely recommend watching the 8-hour YouTube video that I posted on Monday if you want answers to all of this, because that's how you start from scratch. In terms of what's the potential, there isn't really a ceiling. It could be 1,000 a month, it could be 10, it could be 100. Like there are people making 1 million. It's crazy. So there isn't really a ceiling. It just depends on you. How do you set up business side in your country in order to do a pod business? I'm in the UK, so I set up a limited company, and then I set up a business bank account, and that's how I did it. I then set up a professional email address and all of that, and I connected everything up. But it really depends on what country you are in. How to increase TeePublic sales? No idea. Don't sell on TeePublic. Never will. Hate the platform. It's just me being honest. Wholesale pricing setup, physical store. Okay, I think I answered that question. Also, you're selling Printify in the UK or using a local supplier? I'm asking about this Printify. There will be delays for logistics. I always use local suppliers depending on what country my customers are from. So if they're from the US, I'll use, Swift POD. If they're from the UK, I'll use Print Clever, and so on and so on. What are your thoughts on having one niche but multiple products in that niche? As a beginner, just starting shop, just start with t-shirts. Don't overcomplicate it for yourself. You don't know if your store is going to succeed, so why go through all that extra work adding all the different products? Just start with t-shirts. They're proven to sell. They're proven to be the most popular product. People buy endless amounts of t-shirts, they replace t-shirts, but when it comes to posters, mugs, all the other kind of things, they're not bought as much. So focus on t-shirts. It's the most popular product. I'm in tier 100. What niche do you recommend to focus on? If you're in tier 100, it means you're selling on Amazon. Correct. Congrats. You got accepted to Amazon merch. Tier 100 is also a pretty good tier to be on. Don't worry about the niche. Just focus on creating top selling designs. Can you let me know if I can start with 4 to 5 designs with Shopify? No, definitely not. That is not enough designs. Not at all. Despite the effort required, do you think it's worth it to invest in SEO over ads in the long term? Nope, don't think it's worth it. It will take you absolutely ages, and Facebook ads is so much better than SEO when it comes to print on demand. I'm an artist. I make custom designs, custom drawings, and wall art. Do I have to come up with brand name as or build my personal brand? If you're going to go down the Shopify route, then yeah, come up with a brand name. You could use your own. You could use your own name as your brand name. It's up to you. Any chance you could be a bit more specific about what work my designs need? They are specific to synthesize a niche. Okay, so don't go to synthesize a niche. That's a hard word to say. Music could be your niche, and then look on Etsy, look on Amazon for popular music designs, funny phrases. Your phrases need work. Your designs need work in terms of the placement is good and the coloring is good and the actual graphics are kind of okay, but the phrases aren't like there. So have a look on Etsy. Start building out a mood board for music related designs and go from there. And you'll see the top selling designs on Etsy, Amazon, all the other platforms will be vastly different to what you've got on your website. Okie dokie. I've been watching your content and loving your work, and I'm thankful for how much it helps keep going. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. My question is, what do you recommend on promoting on sites like Pinterest, Instagram, and what is the best way to advertise it? I personally wouldn't do Pinterest, and then with Instagram, it connected to Facebook, so it kind of works together. Pinterest, I wouldn't do at the beginning, maybe down the line. But in all fairness, it doesn't really matter what advertising platform you use, whether it's Pinterest, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you end up doing, focus on it, give it your 100%, and like really, really, really give it your all, and just try and make sure that you succeed with it. I think if you put your mind to anything, you can succeed. What's the minimum daily ad budget we should set to effectively drive sales? We recommend when testing out from a Thursday to a Sunday, doing a weekend test, $25 a day. I received a message from a potential buyer. The person was asking if we can do a short chat, but I'm afraid this could be a scam. Should I accept the message? I don't really know what that means. A short chat. Just say, sure, what questions do you have about the product or the design? And then let them ask. If they're going to start asking you about other random things, then yeah, then just ignore them. Cal, I have not sold a store. Nope. But if you do sell a store, I know Chris has sold his to Open Store. What are your thoughts on impending merger between? I've answered that. Cheers, bro. Thanks to the community. You're so unbelievably welcome. I'm struggling to choose a brand name, so I think to open up a new store with my personal name as a brand name will. It's so easy to come up with a brand name. Just go to Namelix, Namelix. Put your niche in, and you'll come up with a brand name in a split second. My brand idea focus heavily with all over designs. Good enough, for example, selling all over hoodie. I would never try all over hoodie. I just don't think they do very well. I see. So you're saying I niche down too much. Yeah, you niche down too much. Oh, wicked. We've got to the end of the questions. That is amazing. Well, I mean, are there any more questions? I don't even know if anyone's watching at this point. I can't tell because I am I'm not on YouTube, so I can't actually tell if anyone's watching. But I can go and find out if anyone's watching. One thing I'd say is, if there's any more questions, now is the best time to ask them. And yeah, we've got 94. Cool. Any more questions, and now is the best time to ask them. If not, then I'll wrap this stream up. Hopefully it helped. What I would say is though, if you haven't yet, um, if you haven't yet checked out the print on demand hub, I'm gonna quickly show it to you because it's really flipping cool. And I think it could be a huge game changer. And I'll happily take any questions about it if you have any. And then I'll get to the rest of the questions that I've got coming up in the chat. So this is the Print on Demand Hub, right? It's really flipping cool. You've got the classroom. This is where you'll start and you'll be able to book your one-to-one. You then have literally everything that you need here, infographics, all our live calls. And this is all going through a rebrand. So a little sneak preview. The rebrand is going to look like this. So like the live calls are going to be, everything's going to be just a lot more organized. The course is going to be a lot more organized because currently you've got the course here, 0 all the way up to 12. But the course is going to be a lot more organized in here. And then it's going to go down and we're going to have more advanced training. We've got live calls, tons of links and resources, couple bonuses, some really, really cool stuff. But I think the biggest part of the community that, I find is the most valuable part of this community is this little section here, feedback requests. Within feedback requests, people ask all sorts of feedback. And every Friday, I answer them with, long loom videos. For example, feedback requests on this design. I don't know if I did a loom video for this person. I think I did. I can't remember yet. So I got a loom video for this person and all the responses, all the helpful responses. Aaron always gives incredibly helpful responses as well. So this, in my opinion, is the best because this is what I think everyone needs is validation at every stage, whether or not it's a design request or banner or AI stuff or email, or niche or site audits, mock-up reviews. It's pretty flipping cool. And currently what we're doing in the month of November, because of Black Friday, I had to kind of think of a really cool offer. And in the month of November, we're doing this thing you can see here. It's 50% off. It's really, really, really cool. So Arta, it's 50% off. So it's currently $599 a year, or $99 a month. So that would be $1,200 a year. But like I said, we're doing 50% off because I feel like now is the best time to start. Because if you start now, who knows what is going to happen by next quarter four, by 2025 quarter four. Not only will you have a store fully ready to go with probably more than 200 or 300 designs at that point, you'll be able to attack quarter four in 2025 and really, take your business to a whole new level. So I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit about the Print on Demand Hub. Hopefully, you like it enough to go and have a look at it. But for now, let me just answer the rest of the questions and then we'll call it a day. So could you suggest some successful pod sites other than Etsy or Redbubble that we could look at for inspiration? Amazon's a great place. Also, Google is a good place. Our pod brand name will be play on our last name. It indicates a specific niche, so we'll focus there. Later, assume to add more niche, not related to brand name. Just focus on one niche. Always one niche, unless it's a whole brand new store. Music merch, I'm not denying your phrases aren't clever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not bashing your phrases. Please don't take this personally. I'm just telling you from 11 years of experience in the business, what works and what doesn't work. And your phrases don't resonate with the music niche. That is not what people are looking for. Now, again, you might get some sales, but also it's hard to tell because you've only got, I think it was 25 designs. You need over 100 designs. You need to run ads to those 100 designs, conversion ads. Based on my research in the music niche, and I've done a lot of it, your phrases aren't the phrases that do well and are best sellers. That was my point. Again, I'm not saying your phrases are bad. They could be absolutely amazing. Is birthdays a good niche? No, I would say birthdays is not a good niche because it's not really focused. Everyone has a birthday. So with a niche, what you're looking for is an audience of like-minded people that can come and buy your item. If you think about it, everyone has a birthday. So there's no real connection between individual people. What UK prod company? So I use Print Clever through Printify. And they seem to be okay. How much is your course? I just answered that. So again, we've got 50% off this month, or 19, or the first 99 people, but a whole bunch have gone. So I think there's like 50 something left now. I love your content, especially how honest and down to earth you are. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Carlos. That means a lot. That really does mean a lot. I love your pod hub. It's helped me so much to build up my courage and move forward with my brand. Yes, that is what I want to see. That is what I love to see. Amazing. It's amazing to have you in the pod hub. Important question. Any shop, Etsy, Shopify, can you be successful selling different products on the same shop? Yes, you can be successful doing anything. You can be successful selling various products. You can be successful, not doing print on demand. You can be successful in anything. You just have to give it your all. It's more about you. It's not necessarily about the business. See, there are people successful in every business, right? There's always going to be a couple of people successful, or more than a couple. There's always going to be successful people in various businesses you look at. You can jump from business to business and have shiny object syndrome and think, oh, I wasn't successful in this business, I'm going to go to that business. Print on demand didn't work, I'm going to try YouTube. YouTube didn't work, I'm going to try affiliate marketing. It's not the business, it's you. It's very important that you've got the right mentality, the right mindset in order to succeed. Chris. Hello, everyone. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you here. Aaron, another person from our community. Also, a huge announcement coming today with Aaron in our community, but you have to be part of the community to find out what that is. Lisa, Shimmy is my brother. He's totally real and a proper genuine guy. Hi, Shim. Oh, gosh. I'm going to end this live call before all my friends and family join. Anyways, let's have a look. Gem Sem. I'm going to post this because I'm going to show you how genuine I am. I think this guy's making a profit from all of these videos, not from print on demand, to be honest. Every video he makes, only print on demand video you need. I'm going to tell you how much I made from print on demand, from my YouTube videos, in the last month. Because I can tell you it's going to upset you just a little bit. Let me just open, go to my dashboard. You do not make money on YouTube. Anyone who thinks that you do is wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, the last 28 days. Let me share my screen, make sure there's nothing important that people aren't allowed to see. Okay. Are you ready, Gem Sem? This is the last 30 days for my YouTube videos. $1,524. My mortgage is £2,300. This doesn't cover bills, unfortunately. I wish YouTube made more. I really, 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 really wished it made more. It doesn't. So, yeah, by all means, if you want to start doing YouTube to make an absolute fortune and have an amazing life, by all means, you are going to really struggle because YouTube does not pay. Hey all, missed the beginning. Should have signed up from the pod group. That's okay. Having sold on Etsy, those are bestsellers. Do you think having a site and placing ads would have the same selling effect? It depends. Is it a singular niche? Is it various random niches? It depends because things will change a little bit when you're running Facebook traffic to your store. It's slightly different. It's a slightly different audience and avatar of a person than your normal buyer on Etsy. How did you get the name Shimmy? Well, I didn't decide my name. My parents decided my name. And it's got nothing to do with the dance, shimmying, believe it or not. They like the name Shimmy, so they went with the name Shimmy. I'll ask them the next time I see them, and I'll make sure to let you know. What do you think about doing something that is product-based with different niches? For example, bags, drinkware. One niche. I'm going to keep saying it. One niche. Focus on one niche. Chris is doing a live call in our community on Monday. He does them every single Monday, and they are flipping epic. They are all about Facebook ads and understanding your metrics, so you can post your screenshots, all that kind of stuff. Tina, I don't know what you heard, but I hope it was good. I guess it was good, but I don't know what it was. Since other products, like for example, phone cases and mugs, won't cause customer issues with size, wouldn't it be a good idea to focus on those types of products instead of shirts? I've explained why shirts are so popular earlier in this video, but phone cases, you need one phone case. I've had this phone case for 2 years. I'm not going to change it. I'm a terrible customer to this brand is called ESR. I bought one thing from them in 2 years, right? It cost me like £15. That's rubbish. Versus t-shirts, you know, I could buy 5, 10, 15, 20 in a year, more 30 in a year, right? People buy way more t-shirts, they change t-shirts, they see different graphics, they want to buy graphics. It's very different, you know. Unless you've got 20 phones, then maybe, but you don't. So that's why. How much budget is recommended when starting a sales campaign after getting 100 designs? We always recommend that you start with $100 for your first weekend. That's Thursday to Sunday, $25 a day. That should give you a little bit of data. We like to tell people to have $1,000 going into this, and that's not $1,000 you're just going to spend tomorrow. Please don't do that. It's more that we want you to have that money so that you can ensure that you've got like a buffer and you can test, and you're not like spending every last penny. I don't want anyone to spend every last penny on this business. You know, that's not my intention here. So we say $25 a day, Thursday to Sunday, then have a look at your data and go from there. Like this video, guys. Shimmy needs it. Great. Thank you for that. Oh, and there's my niece. Hello, Eleanor. Is Creative Fabrica worth it? I think it is. I absolutely love it. It's $47 for the year. It's the cheapest tool for graphics. And they have like hundreds of thousands of fonts. Like, I don't know how many graphics they have, but it's probably over 100,000 graphics. A lot of them are AI now because, you know, AI is unfortunately taking over the world. But it's so cheap. Our biggest seller came from Creative Fabrica, and all we did was change one color. And put it this way, we've made our $47 back more than 100 times from that one seller. So yeah, I think it's worth it. Thanks for the support, Wookie Dookie. I like that. From your experience, how long it can take to be successful with your brand from scratch, looking at all the competition? Forget competition. You know, if you're going on Shopify, we're not worried about competition. I spoke about this a little bit earlier, but competition is not the same on Shopify as it is on Etsy. 6 hours a day, that's a lot of hours. I don't want to give you a number because everyone is different. You know, I'm not going to say in 3 months, 14 days, 2 hours and 47 minutes and 16 seconds, you will be successful. Because no one has the answer to that question. A lot of it is down to you. If you're putting in 6 hours a day, it sounds like you're pretty damn committed. And I can tell you, within a couple of months, you'll have your 100 designs done with that amount of time a day, 6 hours a day. You'll have your 100 designs. You'll have your store set up. You'll even have ads running. It might take you some time to find some winners. I don't know how good you are at designs. There's various factors there, but if you've got everything in place, then it's about finding some winning designs. It shouldn't take a crazy amount of time. I also don't know what successful means to you. Does successful mean $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month? I don't know what that means to you, so it's a bit of a difficult question. Shelly, sole proprietor LLC. Should I start with a sole proprietor until my biz proves successful? Yeah, you could do that, especially considering that LLC is very expensive. Again, I'm not in America, so it's hard for me to say. Maybe I'll do an interview with an American. I do know a few, and they could probably help out a little bit more with this. No problem, Gem Chem or Gem Sem. I'm always honest. I like being honest. I have nothing to gain by lying to you. And I say this after, I've been through getting scanned by someone. I've even made a video on it where that was, over 10 grand. And what that did to me, I don't plan on doing that to anyone else ever. It's horrible. There are horrible people out there, but I like to always find the positives, Based on your experience with Shopify merchants, do you believe that wildlife nature theme product niche represents potential profit? Yes. Wildlife nature is pretty good. It's a pretty good niche. I like it. The group rules, y'all. If you are serious and dedicated, it's unmatched. There you go. Aaron has said it. I'm curious why you chose to start in the USA instead of the UK and how you should decide. USA is so much bigger. There's over 330 million people. versus the UK, what there's like 70 million. And on top of that, the mindset of print on demand, of like graphic t-shirts, is much more prevalent in the US. In the UK, we wear plain t-shirts more. We don't really wear graphic t-shirts as much, whereas in the US people love graphic t-shirts. If you sell more than one product, at least niche with design style, say it's related. Sorry, I don't answer this question. If you sell more than one product, at least niche with design style, or say it's all related to camping, sport, your style is the niche camping. I'm sorry, I don't understand your question, but in this scenario, the camping would be the niche. Product isn't a niche, product is a product. I'm in the fitness niche and I've created a design with a tank. Is it problematic to advertise it on Meta because of their terms of use? I do not know. I've never tried selling a tank. I do want to drive a tank. I know someone that drives a tank. It's quite cool. But I've never tried selling a design with a tank. Have a look at their terms, see what they say. I guess if it's promoting warfare or something, maybe it could be an issue, but I don't know. I can't imagine it would be. Music, your designs aren't bad. Your designs in themselves are quite good. I just, it's more the phrases. I did spot your designs. They are quite good. And I'm very impressed that you're making them all yourself. Can organic ads be as effective as paid ads? What's an organic ad? You mean like an organic post? They could be effective. I wouldn't say as effective. They're much, much slower. You make an organic post, it could take a while for it to get any traction. But on top of that, I would also say that it's more about, with ads, it's instant, whereas with organic, it can take a really, really long time. What do you think about making 50 designs, then start running ads? No, don't make 50 designs. Make 100 designs. 100 designs. 100, 100, 100. Elizabeth, I feel like the Pod Hub announcement. Yep, it's going to be happening in the next hour or two. How to test mockups? Is it with the PP ad or sales campaign? I do it with the conversion ad, so sales campaign. Awesome. I think that's all the questions. Amazing. Well, thank you everyone for coming on this live stream. Really, really cool. Don't forget, you can get the print on demand. You can join the print on demand community. It is until the end of the month. No pressure at all. Only join if you can afford it. Only join if you're really, really, really serious. Literally, like if you're not serious about building a successful print on demand store, then don't join, because just you're going to end up wasting money. I'll probably refund you, because I refund people if they're not happy. So just, only join if you are serious about this business. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the next live stream. See you, everyone.